Pop Culture Pastor.
All right, Cody, I normally have some cutesy way of starting this, but I don't really have one tonight.
That hurts.
What?
Every time. Every time.
I'm taking it back. It hurts.
Yes.
You're disappointed?
I am.
You like the cutesy openings?
It makes me feel valued, even when I'm being devalued.
When are you devalued? Full stop. The pod's already at a screeching halt.
Sabotage!
He said that was his goal. He did say that.
Anyways, this is Pop Culture Pastor, the podcast. My name's Dave. Cody's obviously here.
Yes, I am.
And our guest is DJ Dangerfield. DJ, what's up?
Don't you love how I just start talking and there's just this random voice? I never wait to be announced.
Yeah, that's great.
It's kind of weird.
I appreciate it.
You may be wondering, have Cody and I ever gotten into an actual fist fight?
I haven't ever wondered that. But
If we did, I'd win.
Cody fighting just bothers me.
I asked that because allegedly there was a near fracas on the set of Avengers Doomsday. Have you heard about these rumors?
From one geek of the round table, Scotty Walker.
Yeah, Scotty's all about it.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of fun with Scotty trying to...
Now, what happened? What was this on?
Oh, okay. So DJ's not as plugged into the
The
game
rumor mill
as we are.
Yes, yeah.
So apparently, DJ, there are reports that on the set of Avengers Doomsday, two of the stars got into what was described as a near fight where they had to be separated from it getting physical.
Oh, NBA. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like, you're lucky he's holding me back.
Yeah,
that thing. But the early rumors were that it was RDJ and Ryan Reynolds, and that it was a joke that went too far.
It sounds like one of them, at least.
But the rumors, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
The rumors are being leaned on as like, okay, no, this definitely happened. However, John Roca, who's a scoopster,
Okay.
confirms that the incident happened, but stresses it wasn't RDJ or Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, maybe they were peacemakers in it.
So
They got into the fracas just to kind of peacemake.
I thought it would be fun if I gave you some possible matchups and you tell me who you think would win.
I think it was Pedro and Scarlett.
Why would Pedro get in a fight with Scarlett Johansson?
I don't know.
The same reason why RDJ and Ryan Reynolds, I guess.
That's
I don't know.
that's like if I just said Chris Hemsworth and Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
It's like, Dave, Ryan Gosling isn't in that movie. Well, maybe he is. Everyone else is in it. But who would win? And why is it Chris Hemsworth?
Chris is from Australia. Like, everything's scary in Australia.
Oh, I thought you were just...
And dangerous.
I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah, like, Australians are just better fighters?
No. Not necessarily.
What if it was RDJ and Pedro? There was some rumors that it was RDJ and Pedro. You know, like,
RDJ better take a hike.
why are we so pro Pedro again?
Because we have been a pro Pedro for years. This podcast is a pro Pedro podcast.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out why you guys invite me on, because I barely know who you guys are talking about. Like, I'm talking like it's a barely.
This is why. Everybody point and laugh.
Is that what it is? He said, I have no idea who RDJ is. Give me.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
Bob Downey Jr.
Tony
I
Stark.
was like so thrown off. Like, who is RDJ?
What if it was Florence Pugh and Scarlett Johansson?
Oh,
ScarJo passed the Black Widow baton to Florence, but Florence kept running with it, and ScarJo not happy.
Yeah, wonder back.
Florence Pugh.
Really?
That's my guess. Scarlett, she's getting old.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
might have feeble
But
bones.
it might be she's a veteran though. She could be an OG.
Yeah, she could be a little scrappy.
Sometimes OGs are very scrappy.
Anthony Mackie versus Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Anthony
come
Mackie.
on. Come on now.
Yeah. You think
Come
Anthony
on.
By a
Mackie-
mile.
I feel insulted.
DJ, why would you say that?
I just don't feel like Ruffalo can take a punch.
Probably not.
You got to take one to get one.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, what would happen is they'd start fighting until someone asked them a question about the script, and they would both not keep a straight face. Sebastian Stan versus Wyatt Russell. Now, there's been a lot of rumors that Wyatt Russell was one of the ones involved. But I don't know who the other
Is
one
that
is.
a big star?
Wyatt Russell?
Yes.
You know, if Jackson was here, he'd be throwing stuff at you right now.
He would be.
He probably would. That does not surprise me. Jackson throws stuff no matter what.
Yes. But you talk about Kurt Russell's bloodline, and then
He gets fired up.
yes.
I just thought it would be fun to toss out some what ifs. About who was fighting on the set. Apparently-
Also, I'm kind of over Sebastian Stan in the MCU. They don't use him right.
Oh, okay. But you're not over him. You're over the way they use him.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. 'Cause
We can get rid of Bucky at this point.
I happen to know that we have listeners who Bucky / the Winter Soldier is their favorite. And I got a lot of personal flack.
Cody's, man, he's on one tonight.
I got
I
a
mean,
lot
out
of
the gate throwing haymakers.
I got a lot of
Saboteur.
personal flack when we talked about how bad his storyline was in Thunderbolts. So I just wanted let the record show that was not me. That was Cody.
Yes, throw that email, throw that Gmail out there real quick, Cody.
All right, let's talk about a real story today.
News.
That's what we call it. A real story today. James Gunn revealed his next project in the Superman saga, Superman Man of Tomorrow, hitting theaters July 9th, 2027, which
That's a quick turnaround.
it's very quick. He had referred to it as the Superman family movie.
Yes.
But
So what's he hinting at there? What do you think he's hinting at there?
well, I think he just wanted it not to be a straight Superman sequel. So it's going to have Superman, Supergirl, and Krypto, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Everyone's favorite dog right now.
Yeah, but with this announcement, he put on his social media some artwork of Lex Luthor in his iconic green and purple mech suit. But Luthor's kind of got he's intense, and he's got the mech suit on, and Superman is just kind of leaning up and against him, and he looks relaxed. So some people are already speculating that maybe Luthor is not straight villain in this one too, or the main villain or anything like that. Like
Team up.
Like maybe they're forced to, awkward team up. Gunn has been teasing this for weeks, emphasizing it's not a direct sequel, like I said, but it will feature familiar characters. He finished the treatment already. He hopes to enter production soon. There is a 2020 animated movie called Superman Man of Tomorrow, in case you're looking for clues about what the story might hold. That one featured Lobo, who will appear in Supergirl, and he's going to be played by Jason Momoa.
Oh.
I have a feeling we will see him in this movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think so. Lobo's not a character you just use once and throw away.
I sure hope not.
Especially not with Jason
Oh,
Momoa.
how WWE of you.
Yes.
The title also recalls the 2003 Superman Birthright miniseries, which was a modernized retelling of Clark Kent's origin story, but it probably won't have anything to do with that.
Unless it does.
But it does suggest that
Cody, gosh, he's on one, bro. Why are we here?
what did you do before you came here?
I drank water.
Yeah. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Every time DJ comes, Cody just gets on one.
He's on one, dog.
Yeah.
He's on one.
The suggestion is that Gunn might be pulling threads from different eras of Superman media. Little piece of this, little piece of that. So we'll see. Should be interesting. There was also some very interesting social media banter as far as one of the Green Lanterns, the guy who's Aaron Pierre, who's going to play
John Stewart
Green Lantern.
Let me sit up on this one.
Yeah, right.
Let me sit up.
He responded to the sharing of this post by Hot Girl, Merced,
Yeah.
Isabella Merced, and said, "Can't wait," or "See you then," or something like that. Yeah. So like Hot Girl, John Stewart, Green Lantern, played by Aaron Pierre. All of them might be in that movie.
They just playing with us. They're not gonna do that.
No, I need some Green Lantern, real Green
Dude,
Lantern.
that'd be so dope.
So I mean, they have to tie in the Green Lanterns into the main universe.
Yeah.
Okay, now you got my interest perked.
And by the way, Guy Gardner just keeps getting more fun the more you start adding other Green Lanterns in.
So do you think the end of Peacemaker ties into the start of the Green Lanterns? Because evidently episodes 6, 7, and 8 are supposed to be like you don't see it coming and it sets up something big.
I don't know. I might just watch episodes 6, 7, and 8, I guess.
But it's
Just to make Cody mad. Okay. So that's all the news I got. Should we go play the movie game?
Yes.
I don't even know what it is, so I'm ready.
All right. This is going to be fun. A noob at the movie game coming up next.
This is Pop Culture Pastor.
All right. We're ready to play the movie game with Cody versus newcomer geek of the round table, DJ Dangerfield, who has never played. So I have to run down the basics for DJ. DJ, I am holding in my hands 3 Rotten Tomato profiles for movies. One is a rotten movie, one is a mediocre movie, and one is a certified fresh movie, a good movie, according to Rotten Tomatoes. So you will get to choose which one you try and solve. Then you will have 5 levels to go through to try and solve. This is a lot of people's very important strategy point. Will you try and solve the terrible movie, the mediocre movie, or the fresh movie, the good movie?
Let's go the medium movie just because.
That's an interesting strategy. Okay.
I'm taken aback.
All right. So level 1, you're going to get the critic score in the year it came out, 44% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Sheesh.
So very mediocre. Came out in 1996.
That would have been my freshman year in college. Would we say Tombstone?
That's a good guess, but that would have been higher than 44%. Wouldn't it?
And it
You
would have
think?
been around 93
I
or
would have
94.
I don't expect Rotten Tomatoes. Normally, any movie I like, Rotten Tomatoes is the opposite.
The critics liked Wyatt Earp better with Costner, but no one else did. That's all I remember. So it could have been, but it's not.
I don't even know if that came out
Tombstone.
in 96 either.
Level 2, the second build actor is Wayne Knight. He doesn't know who Wayne Knight is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so we're moving
I would
on.
give you a hint, but it would give it away, maybe.
Level 3, the audience score, 63%. Audiences liked it a lot more than critics.
Wayne Knight, 1996.
In Space Jam.
Oh, did you say the answer? Did he just say the answer?
Sabotage! Oh, and I guessed
Did
it
he
on the
just
first
say
one.
The answer? You guessed it off of the 44%, 1996? You want to know?
I don't know why I said
do
that.
Do you want to know a fun fact about me? I've never seen that movie.
Have you seen the LeBron one?
No.
I'm assuming DJ would have got it after the next level where he would have got the first build actor as Michael Jordan. Cody did guess it right. I blew that.
You did.
That was funny. I don't know why you did that, but thank you. God bless you. Because I wouldn't have got it.
So DJ got it on the third turn.
Sort of. Host aided. Cody, do you want to try and solve the fresh movie or the terrible movie?
Let's go fresh.
Okay, good choice.
Because I rarely get fresh.
This is an 82% movie that came out in 2008.
Life of Pi.
It is not Life of Pi. That is a good guess. Second build actor, no. The second build actor is Jack Black. Yeah, there's a lot of Jack Black. Jack Black's got quite the filmography.
Oh, but him being second build.
I think that Year Zero movie. What's that? Who was in that movie? I can't remember nothing.
That one definitely did not get an 82%.
I don't get Rotten Tomatoes.
It was Michael Cera. It was Michael Cera and Jack Black in that movie.
I'll go School of Rock, even though I know it came out way before then.
And he has to be top billed in School of Rock.
Miranda Cosgrove.
Wow. The audience score, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Audience score is 70%. So audiences liked it
Everything
less than critics?
Everything I think of with Jack Black, he's the star. Like, I just thought of
is
Bernie.
it?
It was
But
not.
he's
He
the
was not the star in this one.
Is it The Holiday?
Is it Tropic Thunder?
It is Tropic Thunder. Who cares about the rules? Just blurt out your guesses. All right, we're gonna do a tiebreaker just for funsies.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That would have been around that time.
I didn't know DJ was gonna sabotage his.
My bad. I actually thought of a movie that it wasn't my turn.
The movie game is out of control this time.
Every time I
It's
come on.
because I got it on the first time for
Yeah, that's
DJ.
crazy. Oh my gosh! Just read the.
Okay, so this one we can blurt out.
Yeah, this one will just go,
All right.
and whoever blurts out the answer first wins. Level 1, the critic score in the year, this is a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes from 2015. So a newer movie.
Pirates of the Caribbean 4.
What year was it again?
2015. Just ignore Cody's wrong answer.
And what was the percentage again?
28%.
2015. I'm terrible at this.
I would wait till the second build.
Second build actor, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart.
What's the
2015?
Snakes on a Plane.
That's Samuel L. Jackson.
But he's the second. What's the movie with Steve Harvey? Think Like a Man.
It is not Think Like a Man, although that's a good guess.
It's one of the movies he did with The Rock.
Or the Ice Cube movie.
The third,
Ride Along.
Yeah, he's done tons of these. The third level is audience score 45%. So audiences liked it marginally better. First build actor. This might do it. Will Ferrell. Ferrell.
Die Hard or whatever. It's I know what's the name of the movie. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can see him. So stupid.
He was so close.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is going
Hold on. Just stop.
The In-Laws.
No. I said he was close.
Yes.
It's not Die Hard.
Yes. Oh man.
Die Young.
No. Wrong word.
No, it's got hard in it.
Live Hard.
What is it?
Live Hard.
No. This is sad.
Oh, wait.
No,
It's the one where
Heart. Wait, no.
Yeah, I've seen this one. Okay, so
I have seen it too.
They go to prison.
Yes. Hard life.
and
Hard.
they talk about keystering.
I'm leaving. That's the note that I check out on.
You've seen this movie?
Yes.
I've seen it too.
No, it is. Do you want me to go on?
Yeah, just go. Just stop the man.
Do I even do a blurb or did I just tell you the answer?
Give us the blurb. Just for.
When a white-collar criminal is sentenced to prison, he recruits the man who washes his car to help him prep for life behind bars.
School of Hard Knocks.
No. It's a verb, man.
Yeah.
Hardly.
Something
Adverb.
Something hard.
Run hard.
He's helping him get ready for prison. He's going to
Just tell
train hard.
Just tell us.
close.
Just tell us.
Get hard.
Oh, I was so close.
I don't like that language. That was possibly the worst movie game ever.
And we all played a part in it. That's what I like about it.
Yeah. Top to bottom, brutal. Listen, this is everywhere, so you better stay tuned.
Yeah, you might
because
as well stay tuned. If you listen this long, you might as well just hang in there.
We're going to
Yes.
talk about the Eminem documentary Stands coming up.
Pop Culture Pastor.
All right, here we go. It's time for the real Slim podcast, Slim Shady. The real. Did you listen to Eminem back in the day?
So, I mean, he was big and like he made it onto my radio or my iPod, but at the same time, I didn't go out of my way for Eminem, where my wife was always an Eminem fan. So I didn't realize until maybe 5 years ago that Devin Sawa was in a music video of Eminem's.
Oh yeah.
So
It
there
was
you go.
It was a big deal to me, but I'll wait until until I ask DJ. DJ, were you an Eminem listener?
No, so like I got serious in my walk like in '99. So you think back to Jay-Z, Big Pimpin'. That's probably the last secular song that I can really got into before I started getting serious in my walk. But I'm very aware of his music, and being a youth pastor, I'm aware of. And I've seen 8 Mile, believe it or not. That's a popular movie I've seen.
It's a great movie.
I would say post 2013, I probably am a lot bigger into
So
Eminem.
where would you put him if you ranked him? Where would you put him?
as rappers.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's such a hard thing to do because there's so many different styles.
Yeah, but we do it. That's what I'm saying.
And like,
where would you do
it depends on what you're partial to. Now, I am partial to lyricists.
Yes, I'm saying me too.
So he's definitely in my top 5.
I was gonna say top 5. Too,
I
lyricists.
was going to say he has to make the Mount Rushmore.
As far as lyricists goes, and if he wanted to do pop, he'd be the top. He's that gifted.
So I was not getting into my walk, as you say, in 1999. I was huge into rap and in the late 90s and the early aughts. And before that, I think I really started getting into rap in high school. And that was, back in 1990, 89. I had been into Young MC before that and some of like your old school guys. But then I started getting like Wu-Tang Clan, Tribe Called Quest. Yeah. And then, of course, the West Coast thing happens.
Yeah.
And I'm really into Dr. Dre, right? I just
Keep
love
your heads ringing.
everything he produces is great. And so when Eminem comes out and no one knows who he is with the Slim Shady LP, and
even that was genius.
I can't explain it. Not knowing what I was about to get, bought it and listened to it, and I just listened to that thing on repeat over and over and over again at that time. And so when we're watching this documentary, I'm finding
it's nostalgic for you.
Yes, I'm finding that I have a lot in common with some of these super fans because like their experiences were the same as mine. It's like, I don't know who this is, but I love this. Like I listened to that CD nonstop. This is just a setup to kind of tell you our experience with Eminem because Marshall Mathers, because we're going to talk about a documentary called Stands. So this documentary, basically, if you don't know, Eminem on that first CD has a song called Stan. It is a genius piece of music where he has written the raps for that. It's like two letter writers going back and forth, an obsessed fan and Marshall Mathers, Eminem. And they're going back and forth. And finally, the song plays out to this just terrible, awful place because the fan has, gone off his rocker. He's off the edge. And so you might be thinking, oh, Stan, well, that's interesting because we say that in vernacular now when when I want this to happen, I say I'm standing it. That's where this comes from.
See, and what is crazy is I didn't know that was a thing. That's how old I've become. Like I did not know people use that reference till this documentary.
I did not know that this song was where that started. I didn't know that either until I watched the documentary myself. So I was like, oh, really? Well, I guess that makes sense that it came from that, but that's where it comes from. And so you're already starting from a place where we understand Eminem has had a huge impact
absolutely
on popular culture.
You're right. Yeah.
So what we get in this documentary, if I can just go through it and then we can just start talking about some of the things, there is a lot of interviews with different people, super fans, obsessed fans, stands, if you will. Some of them, they run the gamut from ones in mental health and uses big words, but was still an Eminem lover. Some of them hold the world record for most Eminem tattoos. Some of them sound dangerous.
Some of them dress exactly like Eminem and know every place Eminem's ever visited.
And everywhere he's lived, allegedly.
What his car looks like, and they have to duck down whenever they're in neighborhoods in Detroit.
And when I tell you it runs the gamut, one of these stands is Ed Sheeran. Apparently, he was a huge fan.
Eminem CDs helped him get over a speech impediment because he learned all the songs and the rhythm and speed that Eminem goes with, and that helped him overcome that. And they have a song together, which phenomenal if you haven't heard it. And I have seen Ed do that song live.
Are you saying the song's phenomenal? That's the name of the song.
No, the song is phenomenal.
Okay.
In its my description of it.
Gotcha.
It makes sense that you would be able to do that with rap, because rap, you would think it would make you a better enunciator.
It's called River, by the way. The song that I was referencing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Eminem, the big thing that the jumping off point is this kind of idea that the stan is, you're just like me. right? This is kind of the jumping off point. There's a lyric in the song Stan, I'm just like you. You're just like me. I'm just like you. Where these fans are relating to something in his music about his story, and that says. So the interview angle, the director says, just takes this riff off the lyric, I'm just like you. Which Eminem persona do most fans mirror, would you say? Because like there's the vulnerable Marshall Mathers, there's the technical rapper Eminem, or there's the absolutely bonkers off the wall Slim Shady, who's kind of like his crazy alter ego.
I think most fans probably present as Slim Shady, but are probably more relating to Marshall Mathers when you dig deeper.
Yeah.
See, I feel like Eminem is a perfect representation of how complicated human beings are. And I think we live in a time now where we've kind of forgotten how complicated people are. We just make sweeping judgments about people based on what they did in the moment that we see them, and we forget just how overly complicated people are. And one thing I liked about Eminem is he's very private, but his music is very authentic, sincere, and very revealing about what's going on in his heart. But when it comes to his public persona, he's a private dude. He doesn't do a whole lot of public appearances. He doesn't give a whole lot of information in interviews. But in his music, he's like an open book. And I think we've forgotten. I think we just look at somebody and we go, Biden, Trump, whoever the person we don't like, and we're done with them, or we love them. People are hyper complicating, and I think Eminem has done a good job with his music of bringing that forth.
Yeah, it's like he uses his alter egos. He uses his alter egos to get by his inhibitions. You know, like to, when you're inhibited, you keep everything locked in, and so he uses these alter egos to just like let go of all that.
But he's also intelligent, and he leverages his gift to have difficult conversations within his music. That's the thing that most fans don't realize about pop music, is they're actually saying something, and you're into the beat, you're into the hook, and you don't realize that they're actually communicating something. And so it's like comedians. Comedians have truth. They bring truth, but they're making you laugh at the same time. But they're actually telling the truth in a lot of ways about a certain situation. But you're laughing, so you don't even realize that you're eating truth at the time that you're eating it. And so Eminem he's very creative about talking about difficult things and challenging different things that the culture is saying that should be done. And they don't even realize the thing that they love him for, he's actually questioning if that's something you should love me for. So it's a genius. You're loving me for some kind of way, and I'm going, should you love me like this? And there are songs where he's literally questioning, should you be adoring me the way that you're adoring me?
Yeah. As I got older and I stopped listening to Eminem, one thing I learned from this documentary was I was not aware of, like, I obviously knew he went to rehab. And I obviously knew that he was out of the public eye for a while, but I was not aware that he had this huge comeback by being really open and vulnerable about being a recovering addict.
Yeah.
We want people to be simple.
Yeah.
That's self-serving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we want to be able to judge people. It's a lot harder to judge once we know their complicated lives.
Yes. It's just so hard when you're a marketer or a pastor or somebody who's working with groups, you want to put people in groups because you can understand. I can predict behavior if I put you in a group. I can work with you within a group. I can't, an individual by them. It's complicated. It's just, you don't know. And I think we so easily with the internet forget that, how just like people, it's hard to line somebody up perfectly with any one attitude or way of thinking. People don't work that way. And Eminem, more than anything, I watched him, and when I was watching this, it brought an interview to my mind. So I went back and watched that interview where he was like, I don't let my kids listen to my music. And that really threw the interviewer off. Like, my daughter does not listen to my music. She's not allowed to.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, people are jamming out and they're bonding with Eminem over his music with a 10-year-old that their creator doesn't let his 10-year-old listen to.
There are several of the fans which we're going to talk about this at some point because most of these obsessed fans were missing a parent.
Yeah,
either
absolutely.
of some
Yeah,
sort.
yeah.
But most of them often talked about how they wished they looked up to Eminem because they wished they'd had a father like he was to his daughter. They all talked about how good of a father he is. And so that's a good point.
And that's not something that ingenuine when you think of a rapper, like that stereotype, you're not thinking, oh, these are good fathers. Even the art form of rap and the creativity that it takes and the ability to use these different words in a certain way and how he can rhyme words together in a way and go places in his rhymes that you're not expecting the person to go, and it all makes sense. He has to be intelligent. He can't be dumb and do what he does.
No, not at all. Cody, you're the mental health guy.
Oh,
I want to ask, how much does Eminem's outsider status in multiple ways? So you got race, class, geography, even. How much does that broaden his reach to fans who feel othered? Because a lot of these fans that are featured in this documentary are othered in some way.
Everything that you guys have talked about him being very open in his lyrics and talking about his childhood growing up, his broken relationship with his daughter's mom,
His baby's mama.
and so talking about all these things makes him human.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we love our celebrities that look super polished, but we also want to tear them down. And so when a celebrity already tears themselves back down to human level, then we can start to connect in some ways, feel motivated by them, because several of these fans do feel motivated.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that created art. I thought that was interesting too.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who created art or were involved in some type of fiction type of world, and they were drawing inspiration from his work.
And I love that connectivity because it feels like, in Christian terms, we would say he's sharing a testimony. Mm-hmm. In some ways, he is. And there's some songs that he dives a little bit into faith stuff. But
Well, there's a lot of worship going on.
yes,
Yeah, there is.
but with this documentary, you get kind of the dark side of fandom as well that I'm sure we'll talk about soon enough.
Well, DJ, I had a question here that's similar to this one, but it narrows it down to just the race issue.
I was wondering if we're going to have that discussion.
We are, and it's because I know you are a thoughtful guy, but you're also African American, so I want to get this from your perspective because there's always a lot of talk nowadays about cultural appropriation, how awful that is.
Absolutely, yeah.
We've had this discussion before where
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, well, it seems like more it's like you're honoring it. Like you should be honored that someone liked that music enough, whatever. I actually have a theory about this. I want to test it out on you to see what you think.
Okay.
I think that white people that like black culture, it's easier for them to like it when a white person does it because there's a subconscious guilt or shame where we don't want to get on board too much. Like, so if I like the blues, for instance, I don't want to be public subconsciously about how much I love B.B. King, John Lee Hooker, all these wonderful bluesmen. But when Stevie Ray Vaughan gets up there and starts playing guitar, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, hey, it's Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's a white guy. And so I feel less like I'm doing something wrong. Where I'm going with this is,
I got you.
when
I know what
white
you're saying.
people go into these areas, often they don't deserve the recognition they get. Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Not a technically good rapper in any way, but people loved him.
Yeah.
He enjoyed mainstream success because he was white.
Absolutely.
Why are we bashing Snow?
Exactly. Then Eminem comes along. And this topic is still there. But here's a guy who grows up in urban Detroit where he's probably the minority in that area. Go ahead.
Can I
Go
break
ahead.
this down? Okay, so African Americans, if you're talented, you watch Showtime at the Apollo. They trot out a white person and they're all laughing. And then the white person starts singing, they all go nuts.
Yeah.
Lisa Fisher's a great, not Lisa Fisher, Lisa Stansfield, been around the world and I. If you go back on YouTube and watch her sing that song on Showtime at the Apollo, it's a white woman, but then she starts singing. She even stops and does the Charlie Brown. The people go bananas, because I'm speaking in generalities because we're talking about people. In general, black people, if you're talented, they don't care. If you can sing our music and kill it, we will give you your props. That's black people in general. And then this new movement came on the scene with the social justice, the Black Lives Matters, and this idea of cultural appropriation. It comes from people that are sitting in libraries that are at Ivy League colleges, and they have time to think about these things. That wasn't a black culture idea. That came from universities. We didn't know anything about critical race theory. Critical race theory appropriation comes from critical race theory. That's not something black people felt. If you are gifted, that's typically all black people. You better be good. If you kill it, we don't care what your color is. Justin Timberlake first came out with that first album, and don't mean something to walk away. That was number one song in R&B music for like 16 weeks because it was a jam. That album was dope, and he was killing it. And then the educated blacks came on the scene and said, y'all got to stop this. And it was like, oh, okay. And so that's one. That's my first take. Now, here's what I'm going to say. This is where my brain comes to. We talk about cultural appropriation. There is this sense of Vanilla Ice where this is all fake. It's like, what are we doing here? It's almost like Akeem on WWE, where we're talking about that, where you're almost mocking us, and you don't even know that you're being played by the record company. The record company's playing. You don't even know it. You're going with it. You don't even know you're being played, right? There's that. And then there are guys who they passed the sniff test, and Eminem passed the sniff test. Every African American will tell you in the inner city, there's always that white dude who, I can't say the word, but he is, and every hood has one, typically speaking, and he's put the work in. He's earned, and Dave Chappelle makes a joke in one of his bits. He says, I always wonder, what did that white dude do to earn those black dudes' respect? Do you know what he had to do to earn their respect? So Eminem is that dude. He's the one guy that, passed the sniff test, who can freestyle and destroy you. See, hip hop is a cultural thing. It's not just a music. There is so much that comes with hip hop that people don't realize and even talk about that is bothersome to African Americans. And Eminem came up the right way. He had the right credentials. It's no different than how people feel about Beyonce playing country music. Country music is the same thing. If you don't understand the context, you won't get country music. Hip hop is the same way. You have to pass the sniff test. Elvis was with black people the entire time, becomes famous, and next thing he doesn't know them. That's different. Yeah, you're taking our code. You literally learn your chops from us. You're in the dirty, grimy hood. He played every week in Memphis in the grimiest black bars and clubs you can go into. Survived it. They loved him. He made it out and then deserted them. Yeah. Eminem put his boys on.
When he transcends all that, is this part of the reason why he has just the gamut of fans?
Absolutely.
So there was a wide variety of wide variety of different kinds of fans, colors, genders, whatever.
The problem with cultural appropriation in hip hop, where nobody's talking about it, if it wasn't for white people, Jay-Z's not a billionaire. Dr. Dre's not a billionaire. So you have to respect the understanding that when white America, since black people are only 13% of the population, when white America says this is something that everybody needs to pay attention to, that's when bills get paid. And so you can't just throw that out of the conversation. And so when Eminem crosses over, and now it's not just him playing in rooms where it's predominantly African American, white college kids that have expendable income are now going, we love him. And then you got these kids that are on the margins that are going, not only do we love him, we really do relate to him. It's not a pretend thing. Yeah. And then you have, you're drawing, one of his concerts they showed on there in the documentary, I saw like 5 generations at that concert.
Yeah.
That was just crazy. Like you might get that on the Christian side, like at a Toby Mac concert, like a grandpa, let's go see Toby Mac, But as far as that goes, but now we're seeing Nas and Eminem and them draw 5 generations, and you have to really pass the sniff test to do that, and he did.
Yeah. Since we're moving it towards the fans, let's talk about the fans featured in this documentary. This documentary centers on fans first. Of course, it has cameos from Dr. Dre, LL Cool J, Ed Sheeran, Adam Sandler's even in this.
Devin Sawa
is in it. And there, you've got the fans in general, but they all have like something that they're famous for. You get the world record tattoo super fan. You have a trans fan that's finding clarity through his music. A fan fiction writer who's very good at what she does, I'm assuming. Does the film, because it faced some critical backlash, do you think the film, Cody, challenges unhealthy fandom enough, or does this film kind of celebrate it?
I think it points that it's a fine line. I don't think you can make the fine line crystal clear for everyone, because you're going to have people that are like, oh, yes, this is being a super fan has its perks. Like, you are connecting, you develop community with people, you have all these things. Where someone else looks at it and it's like, oh my goodness, these people are stalkers. They don't have a life outside of Eminem. They're really stuck in this position, and it's like they need to develop friends that are here in their vicinity versus claiming that Eminem is their best friend, even though they've never met the guy.
Do you feel like the film showed any pathological cases that you can think of? Like somebody that you feel like was pathologically over that line? I was really trying to watch for that. I thought there was going to be a time where that became the focus, but I don't really feel like they did that.
I feel like there's a couple that could come close. The French guy immediately jumps out.
Yes. I was very concerned. I just wanted to text him like, hey, bro,
Yeah, the guy that gets home to Paris and cries because he wants to go back to Detroit.
Yeah. You're like, bro, I need you to go get a bagel.
So
whatever y'all eat over there, get you a bagel.
I'll toe the line and say there's a couple that I would be really concerned about if I knew them.
But only a couple lets me know that they don't really touch it. Like, I really thought that was going to become. I really thought that's where we were heading.
Well, and I think that's part of the criticism the documentary gets, because several of them are actually very well spoken. You can tell they're educated, and they're very balanced by the way they talk about their fandom. Like, they obviously have lives separate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We have gone through a change, and I don't know if it's generational or if it's everybody, because I don't think, like, I could speak for me. I can't speak for everyone. Like, I don't have anyone that I'm like, oh my goodness, if me and this person ever met, life would be great.
Yeah. We're talking about, these are parasocial relationships.
Yes.
Is that the correct term?
That's the correct term. That's the term.
One-sided bonds with
Yep.
public figures. That's apparently very common, but intensified by social media. Celebrity worship, if you will.
And with the advent of reality TV, and when stars, you remember the Aussies show when they started putting their lives on TV, and the Kardashians, and it became this idea like, I can get to know somebody digitally, right? Back in the day, you had Teen Beat.
Yes.
I mean, you could be obsessed, but it would be hard to get to this level just because, you just didn't have any way of being able to overdose on a person like you can overdose on a person now.
Yeah. Teenage girls having a crush on the New Kids on the Block is not the same as this.
No, what you're seeing now, it's definitely something different.
And it didn't take long into this documentary to notice the common theme quickly became missing parent. How do broken attachments, absent parents, childhood trauma, how does this make people vulnerable to this kind of celebrity worship?
Because I think it's in us. We want to belong. We have I think we're back to the gospel, with the role the church should be playing in the lives of people. People are looking for family, back in the day, I did that in a gang. I didn't have that, so I joined a gang for that. And it made me do things that I can't believe. When I look back at that poor kid, it's like, so I think it's
that would be a common inner city kid thing too.
Yeah, so I think it's something in us that wants to belong, and I think The church has made you believe what they believe before you can belong here. So people don't feel like they belong. Because if you don't believe everything I believe, you can't belong, right? Mm-hmm. And that we started using believing as this gatekeeping. And do you believe what we believe? Okay, you can come in. Do you believe what we can believe? And that became the toll booth, right? Instead of saying you can belong here before you believe what we believe. And Eminem, you connect with Eminem's music, you connect with him, and you're allowed to belong. And you don't know everything that Eminem believes. You don't know. And so I just feel like people are hungry for belonging. They're hungry for a sense of identity. They are looking for connection, and you can't find that.
In a lot of ways, Eminem is like a symbol for anti-gatekeeping. I mean, look at him.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He's white in a black-dominated genre.
Yeah.
He's got an alter ego that doesn't care about your sociological norms
at all.
Yeah, he's sick.
And so he's like anti-gatekeeping. He's like, gatekeep me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do what I do.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these people, these fans, kind of have that attitude. They're like, oh, well, you think it's weird that I'm tattooing Eminem all over my body? I'm just going to do it more.
Yeah. I mean, but listen, I hang out in Nashville all the time. I know baristas. I met baristas in Nashville that have their coffee shop they work at tattooed on their body. That's how hungry people are for a sense of identity. It's as we've gotten away from all the institutions that used to provide identity, Rotary Club and all these things, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. These places provided identity for you. Now the institutions are no longer trusted. You don't even believe in college anymore. You used to get some sense of identity from the college you went to. Now we don't trust institutions, so we're not getting our identity there. All we have left is Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift's, Will Smith's. That's all we have left.
Yeah, there's a component there that I think there's a reason that we remember that sporting events stand out in our mind when our team did something amazing.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't just about our team and ourselves. It was about the 80,000 people that we shared it with, the people, the strangers you high five. And a concert's the same sort of thing. There is something tied into what it means to be human, that there is this weird thing we tap into when we enjoy this connection with strangers, with other humans who we don't know in that way. And I think you see it in this documentary of these people who, like, the way they relate to each other, to other fans. There's like some of these people would be at each other's throats in different arenas, different settings, but because they're all Eminem fans, they're all best friends.
Well, the most amazing band that was the best at this of all time, the most amazing band, that
ICP.
Well, I'll tip my hat to them though. I mean, in a lot of ways, you could say that. But the Grateful Dead was one. They never really were like huge, but they created community with their Deadheads. And some of the, like Fish and some of those bands do a phenomenal job of creating some type of community, and they don't need more fans. They have enough of people who are obsessed with that culture that they bring, that they make cash money. And there'll be people who don't know who Grateful Dead is. No, there's a lot of people who don't know who Jerry Garcia is, but
he has a good ice cream.
There are people that will jump in from a bullet for him.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 times in a row.
You know, I laughed, but I've been to an Insane Clown Posse concert.
That's why I said you're actually spot on.
One strange tall guy around, about 1,000 juggalos.
Yeah.
And I was not.
But do you notice? I did
not feel uncomfortable at any time.
Yeah.
There was a wild sense of community among them.
Do you know that they name them? Like, it's the Swifties, it's the Beehive, it's the Monsters for Lady Gaga. They all have names. Like, they name their crews. They give Deadheads. These people have, all of that is a sense of belonging, a sense of identity. And when you see somebody, Kenny Chesney has a bumper sticker, I can't think of it off the top of my head, that says like no shoes or no shirt. And when you see that bumper sticker,
no problems.
When you see that bumper sticker, you go, hey, hey, hey. And I still think, by and large, people are still looking for who am I within a crowd? Who gets me? I think people still are longing to be known and longing to be heard. I think social media and this fandom proves it.
The stands that are featured in this documentary,
I just want to know how they chose them.
Yeah, well,
I was looking for that. I couldn't find
They
it.
showed a bunch of clips of the ones they didn't choose at the end, right? They showed a bunch of, and again, even wider variety. They had an old senior citizen looking guy who gave a video. Kids, lots of kids. Are stands trying to become the artist who narrates their pain. There's this contrast going on for several of them, where their pain is where they're uniting with him. Is this documentary complicit in reverence? That's what the Wall Street Journal asked. Like, are they complicit? Does it show? Collider asked, does it show the cost enough? Cody, where are you on that? Because are the people you saw on this documentary, is that a troubling mental health place?
For some of them, I feel like they're A-okay. It's okay to have heroes. It's okay to have people you look up to. But it has to be put into proper perspective. The extreme, especially, I know we keep circling back to the French guy, but the French guy...
Well,
He's our buddy.
Well, it makes you wonder, like, seriously, I caught myself wondering several times, what did this dude used to be like? Before, when does imitating someone else empower you, and where's the line where it starts to erase him?
Yes, because I would argue that he's lost his sense of self, his sense of identity. Like when he broke down and couldn't continue after Eminem lost his friend. Like, yeah, when I learned it, I was like, oh, well, that's sad. And I had empathy. I felt for the family of that guy, for Eminem. But, like, it wasn't like, oh my goodness, my world has just come to a crashing halt like that guy presented. You don't know any of these people. You have an idea of who they are. Eminem, which you find out that he met Eminem once. Eminem might present one way when it's you one-on-one, but when he's with his trusted people, he might present completely different. And he might think, holy cow, why does this guy look like me?
Right.
What would you do if somebody, though, came up to you and they acted like you?
I think I'm not like most people, though. I think my initial response would be, I just want to have a conversation.
I want to hug you like, bro, what do you... No. I just want to hug you like, bro, listen, be yourself.
Yeah, like, well, that's what I think I would try to get to, but by just being sincere and authentic, just being like, it's like, hey, I'm just being this way because that's who I am, and I want to be really open with someone like that.
I would be combative.
So we just two shows ago, we talked about, I got to take control.
This dude, what is...
Yeah. You just got to go right past it.
I try so hard, but he knows I can't do it. He does this to me all the time.
Identity theft is not a joke.
He's like, so let me get this straight. If a fan of this pod, we found out there was a super fan of Cody.
Yes.
Cody's reaction is to go contrarian Cody with the super fan. Like, what are you doing? This isn't cool, man.
There only needs to be one of me. I've got to
figure out how to ignore it. I just can't do it.
And one of you.
I am on board with that. One Cody, please.
Yes, one of me, one of you. That's what the world needs.
2 weeks ago, 2 pods ago, we talked about Taylor Swift and what an amazing community builder she is, and the level of authenticity she employs to make that seem like such a good environment, like she actually cares, because I think she actually does. We spent a good deal of time talking about that. How does Eminem's introvertedness cause a problem here, though? Because he's not real outward, and he seems, even in this, like, I was kind of wanting for a little bit more from him in this documentary. Yeah. He doesn't really get into it much at all, other than like, it's weird.
He's like that pastor, like, if you read my book, I wrote a book about this. Yeah. What role does attachment play in this? I mean, because there's trauma bonding, which is not what people think it is. It drives me nuts. Then there's bonding around trauma.
Yes.
And if you have a trauma in common with Eminem, there's an attachment style for some people that really bond well with people that they feel like have the same trauma as them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well,
And-
so Eminem doesn't seem to. He knows the problem. He relates a story about being scared with his daughter, but he doesn't seem to have any real impulse to address it.
Because that's his bottom line, brother. You mess with the bottom. These people pay.
Yes.
This got checks.
Capitalist
We're
DJ.
Yes,
Hey,
there's
think-
checks connected to this, brother.
Taylor Swift proves that you can address it. Like, she's very open with her fans. And like, I think if she had a run-in with one, she'd talk about it.
Oh,
Wouldn't
she's had to have run-ins. She's too big not to. Although her security team now is so beefed up.
Yeah, I mean, you saw at the hospital, they wouldn't even let her. They wouldn't even let her talk to the nurse at that hospital in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Tougher than the elevator lady at Arrowhead, I hear.
Evidently. But I would say that it's what people are attaching to. So if you're attaching to the persona of Slim Shady, like
Which a couple of these dudes are.
like
Yeah,
oppositional, defiant as all get out,
Yeah.
that's not a good thing to be latching on to. If you're latching on because you think that you and Eminem have gone through the same stuff and are experiencing the same pain, each person's going to experience their situation differently, even if it's the same exact event that happened at the same exact time. If DJ and I got mugged at the same time as we were walking together,
Or I pretend to be mugged as I was coming out of the subway, but I really didn't. Go ahead, though.
no, I have a question about that, but I'll keep it for after the pod. We're going to have different reactions because of our different past
Yeah,
experiences and our different supports. So I feel that being connected in a community around an individual is okay, but you have to have other communities and other interests. You can't just be singularly focused, especially if that focus is human.
So I have a question.
That's how I'll word it.
Do you feel like we're in a stan culture now?
Yes.
Once the dictionary made it an actual term, it was big enough that they couldn't avoid it, that it's gotten worse since then.
I do think there is something about Eminem specifically that makes it feel kind of worse.
So
Because he plays off an alter ego split personality kind of thing. Like Cody was talking about, like if you are one of the dudes, well, one of his first appearances at the MTV Movie Awards, he's accompanied by, what appears to be 100 dudes with bleach blonde hair and white t-shirts.
White t-shirts, yeah.
And that's kind of the scary thing I'm thinking of. It's
Yeah.
that's an army of Slim Shadys, which nobody wants.
Do you think there's a play on here as artists? There's a therapy that comes with art.
There definitely is a therapy.
But his music is dark. And somehow people are finding light in this thing. But do you feel like people have a sense of healing going on in them when they are exposed to his stuff?
So I will say,
Or he's giving language to my pain. Anybody can give language to your pain.
Yeah.
You're going to have some type of...
because I've known several individuals that can't express something till they've watched something or they heard something. And if you are able then to give language to it, it makes it process differently because you can grasp it better maybe. And I do think there are some people that they just need to know they're not alone in their suffering. And so if that's where they're at, they might be finding some legitimate healing. Some people just need to have friends, and if they find it in the Eminem Reddit chat, that helps a little bit.
So we're back to the conversation that we're going to typically have, whether it be sports, politics, or this. It's like, where is the line between obsession and devotion? And
Yes.
Yeah. I actually wrote down, so at several points, I wrote down questions that I would ask some of the fans that were being featured. I would put these, I won't tell you who I was would ask these questions. I just
of them
know
are to the French guy.
These are 3 questions. One of them probably is. But these are the 3 questions I would have asked them if I was the interviewer. Are you chasing his voice or his validation? Like for some of them, it was all like, I gotta meet him.
Look at that play on the words. Look at that.
I was
Yeah.
going,
how
like,
Stephen Furtick of you.
I think that some would say both, but there would definitely be some that would say one or the other.
Yeah, for like the fan fiction person or the tattoo lady, this question: if Eminem dropped off the face of the earth tomorrow, who would you still be tomorrow, in 5 years, in 10 years? For some of these people, I'm like, do they ever go back? Does he ever stop defining who they are? Like, that would be the question I'd ask.
Well, it's because some of them talked about, like, his music's going to live on for 50, 100 years from now. I think that they are the keepers of the esoteric knowledge there.
Well, I think also, if you'd have told me that we'd still be listening to Nirvana and they would still be a part of the culture, I don't know if I'd have believed you, but almost 40 years later, or 30 years later, I guess more 30 years than 40, Smells Like Teen Spirit is still a big, so there's a chance that he actually lasts that long.
Well, yeah, I don't doubt it, but at the same time, like, if you're just going to be a stan the whole time.
Yeah, that's tough.
There were a couple that actually mentioned real life relationships getting strained because of their fandom. There was a teenage girl, she talked about when she was a teenager. My last question would be, are real life relationships the first cut of your time and energy? Like, are you cutting real life relationships out for your fandom?
Because fandom is easier. The real life relationships are hard. I don't have any control. I don't know him. I can control him in my head. I can fantasize. I can romanticize. And I can control this relationship. I'm in control of this. I can make myself feel like Eminem's talking to me when I want him to be talking to me. When it's real life, if I want your attention, you don't feel like giving it to me, I have to accept that and deal with how you make me feel because you're on TikTok and I'm trying to get your attention. But with Eminem and being a fan and being a stan, you can kind of control it with your imagination. And I think it's easier.
So Cody,
than real relationships.
If I can segue this to you.
Oh.
If that's the case, and is this really any different than a kid who would rather just play video games 24/7 than have real relationships? Or is this actually just the same thing? Is this just our brains looking for something, anything to focus on other than what's hard?
That's a bit more complicated because it goes back to what DJ and I were discussing earlier about with AI. Because with this, you can still have community interaction even with your obsession behind the keyboard with Eminem.
Video games still have communication?
Some do, some don't. And so I would throw that caveat in there because I can tell you there's several kids that don't have Xbox Live.
There's lots of kids. I hear lots of kids are talking to adults on Roblox.
Yeah,
that is the thing.
Stop.
So
stop that.
I want to introduce a new thing to our What's Up Docs.
Okay.
So if we go with this documentary, what is the real world movie that you would comp it to? And I have one.
Oh, well, when I think about this specifically, the first thing that popped in my mind when you said that, there is a movie, they're actually going to reboot it or redo this movie, but it's called The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
No, I remember that movie.
It's about a woman who's had trauma and lost her husband and her baby, her child, and she becomes a nanny later on to a couple with a child who has no idea about her trauma, and she tries to take over as the mom. Like, she just slowly kind of works her way into this family it's like a psychological thriller type thing. I think it had Rebecca De Mornay and someone else in the original. But that's the first thing I thought of. Someone who has undergone trauma and then gloms on to something else.
I would say for me, it'd be the movie that Martin Lawrence starred in and directed, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Oh, I remember that.
Where this woman she can't take the rejection. When she finally figures out that he's into other things, she starts stalking him. She starts damaging his property. She becomes that obsessed fan.
Yeah.
That just can't deal with the real relationship and the terms that he's trying to make them in.
Yeah. Well, were you thinking of a movie, Cody?
So the movie that came to my head is Jojo Rabbit, where this kid has a fantastical version of Hitler. That Hitler just is the bee's knees and just would be awesome to be around. And despite like all the messages that are out there, he keeps loving Hitler until his mom dies. Mm-hmm. And then his world comes crashing in. for this documentary, all these fans have this fantastical version of Eminem where they relate and they're just bonding and getting through trauma and getting through all the hard times, and Eminem's telling him, I'm not that guy. I'm not a good guy. You don't want to follow me. And if I'm the music your parents listen to, then I'm responsible for you. Like, because he says that in the Venom song. You guys need to listen up. Like, I'm not someone to be idolized. Yes, we can relate that we have shared pain. That's part of being human. But don't fall in love with me.
And y'all remember Charles Barkley got a ton of backlash because he said, I am not your kid's role model. And Charles Barkley, people were mad when Charles Barkley said that.
Yeah.
And I mean, he got a ton of backlash about that commercial.
But they're like,
but he was right.
Even back then, I wondered why.
Me too. I'm with you, Dave. I didn't get it. I mean, I think Cody, I don't think our audience realizes because of Cody's real life that he's seeing this every day. He is seeing the downfall of this. And it's so many people in a small town. We don't have the it's like if it was 1% of the population, then mental health, Southeast Kansas mental health, it'd be phenomenal. We'd be like, wow, you could really work with 1% of the population with the people they have on staff now. But now we're looking at close to 20% of the population has become clinically unstable, and they can't say no to anything that they are obsessed with. You got to kind of reel it. Can you reel that in? I just can't reel it in. They can't reel in nothing.
I think this is what I would like to ask the listeners. Healthy stan behavior is blank. Like, where's the boundary line?
Yeah.
Money, time, ink, like the tats. Like, where's the boundary of when your eyebrows go up? Like, oh, wait a minute here. I feel like it's highly subjective too, because it seems like it's different from person to person. Like, there were people.
What about
like
that Patrick Mahomes haircut? That Patrick Mahomes haircut.
Oh yeah.
Too many kids. Yeah. Like, this is not a serious haircut.
Getting perms.
That was like, look, I thought he was just joking around. And then I saw all the middle school boys with that haircut. And I'm like, y'all, that's a joke. Don't get that haircut. Like, are y'all serious?
Still getting it.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts before we hit it?
I think you killed it. That's good stuff.
I liked the documentary overall. I did wish they would have gone into maybe the heavier kind of thing. You have all these people in a room with a microphone in front of them.
Yeah, I wish we could have had an Eminem fan who understands these parasocial, like has the degree and the background, but they also were a fan to talk about it. I think that'd been dope.
Yeah.
I really thought that's where they're going to head.
Well, one of them is in mental health.
Yes, but I thought they were going to really leverage that
they
background to kind of get into that. And since Eminem's the one who made the movie, I can tell you that I understand why the critics are disappointed.
Yeah.
I kind of loved the fact that like all of them were like, oh, I would love to meet Eminem. And I kind of thought that he was going to be here. Yeah. And then he wasn't there.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to have like some kind of group meeting or something. They didn't.
Yeah. I loved that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like...
they all thought they were going to get to meet
face
Eminem.
The reality that Eminem has A, a life, and B, that you don't always get what you want.
I thought you were going to be like A, alive, and B, he doesn't want you in it.
That's true. But that's reality. But the guy that, again, Eminem understands. I mean, we have John Lennon as our backdrop.
Yep.
To have in our minds.
Yeah.
They know what's possible, especially and you're the one who brought that to my attention. You said something to me one time in passing. You were just talking. You said, DJ, just understand that if it was today, that guy wouldn't have just killed John Lennon. He would have killed way more people.
Yeah.
Because he'd had an automatic weapon with more bullets. He said he had a revolver with 5 bullets. And you told me that. I just sat there like, wow, wait a minute. So we live in a day now where these stars are fully aware of the potential of somebody who goes too far.
Cody, any final thoughts about the doc?
I think that this doc actually was pretty good because it left you, the viewer, to interpret things. It let you think about things. It let you process things. It didn't force tell you or force feed you that this is good or this is bad. Like, as I was watching it, I had feelings, and they were strong at times. Like, oh, I wouldn't do that, or I wouldn't say that, or is this too far? We should be asking ourselves these questions, and it's a lot easier to look at other people and do it, but we got to start asking ourselves those questions.
Yeah. I was left, my final thing was, you said feelings. You know what subject of this documentary I had the most sorrow for? Marshall Mathers himself. He looks like a dude who is like in Stephen King's The Long Walk, but he didn't realize it till he was halfway into it, and there's no choice but to just keep walking down that road.
Yep.
And I feel bad. I felt bad for him several times while watching the doc, thinking, I bet if he could go back, the money's probably nice, but I bet if he could go back, he might just go back to being Marshall Mathers.
You think so?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe he won't. He wouldn't say it in front of a camera.
Amen.
But
I
wonder. What do you guys think? If you've watched the documentary Stands, yeah, it's a good watch. I highly recommend it. It's on Paramount Plus. And let us know on the social media post for this. And thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.